You didn't watch Arc Raiders die. You watched a man with his real eyes and mouth filmed onto a peanut that he built himself log off for the last time, and you just assumed that he was done. But this is the part that you don't want to hear, is that you actually never gave a single shit about Arc Raiders. Not really. You gave a shit about a legume in a cowboy hat screaming about goop, and the game was just the thing that he happened to be holding when you fell in love with him. That's not an insult. That's just what happened. The game's not dead yet, but it is withering, slow, on a ventilator, and nobody's checking on that ventilator, and you're still subscribed, still notified, still showing up, because the thing that you actually loved walked away clean and didn't even look back at what's still twitching behind him. So let me walk you through exactly how this happened, because the timeline tells on everybody. It all started with a murder. A streamer named Hutch MF gets cornered and executed in a game. And right before the kill, the guy who got him says,
"Come on, let's go."
This is for the bungulators.
No! Hutch clips it, posts it, and then declares war. Peanut answers within a day, and within 72 hours, half the biggest names in gaming are picking sides on their own channels. Tim the Tatman, Nick Merckx, Nadeshot all decide to side with Hutch, while Shroud, Ninja, and Cloaksy side with the Peanut. Mind you, this is 3 weeks into the game's life. Arc Raiders launched on October 30th, 2025, and Embark didn't leave any bit of that launch to chance. Oh no, they bought a full partnership with Twitch, drops, incentives, a whole activation at TwitchCon, and it worked. 15% of everything that was being streamed on Twitch that first week was this game, but nobody planned for a Peanut starting a gang war. Ninja, a grown professional, went on camera to explain why he even sided with Peanut to begin with. He said that the reason is you do not go against a war with a man whose fans watch a Peanut for a living, because those people are unwell in a way that you cannot compete with. He then went on to point out that Peanut's idle channel, you know, the one where literally nothing is happening, pulls more viewers than he does while he's actually live. That is actually insane. But that was the threat assessment that he made, and that tells the whole story who the industry lined up behind, doesn't it? Then it goes on to become a full-on map war. North versus South, factions, uniforms, a fan-made battle map. And on November 16th, in the middle of all of it, Arc Raiders hits its all-time Steam peak, 481,000 concurrent players. That number never gets touched again. The war itself doesn't end in some epic final battle, it ends on a friggin' Discord call. Peanut declares a sweeping victory, and everybody just kinda logs off. The biggest event that the game would ever have literally wrapped up like mom called everyone in for dinner. And here's the part that gets skipped. Arc Raiders didn't die slowly. It held through December and on into the new year. 3 months after the launch, still running at basically launch numbers. Nothing was wrong yet. Then January 15th happens, when the same 3 cheaters decide that they are going to be targeting Peanut, Cloaksy, and Nick Merckx during a live stream. Since launch, nobody got banned, and 3 of the biggest names in the genre getting stream sniped by the same accounts night after night, live in front of the exact audience that made the game a hit to begin with. And then Peanut goes on stream and says the only thing left to say.
Honestly, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna make a formal thing. Embark, fix this, or like I'm fucking out of here. Holy shit. I'm actually out of here. Give us something, or I'm actually out of here. This is ridiculous. If those guys are not IP banned from this game, I genuinely don't think I'm gonna play it. I mean, there's plenty of other games out there that don't let cheaters go for 2 months rampant.
And that is the moment that actually starts the decline, and it never really stops. So a month after the cheater meltdown, Embark finally finds someone to punish. Not the aimbotters. Those guys mostly just got 30-day timeouts and just came right back to the game like nothing ever happened. No, they came for Peanut. There was a glitch that lets you duplicate items, and the item that everybody was duplicating was actually a rubber duck, a collectible bath toy worth 7,000 space dollars per pop.
That's right. If anything, we are helping the community by exposing it and getting it fixed quicker. You're welcome, boys.
Players were dying and dropping literal mountains of ducks. Guys were extracting with millions of coins off of a single corpse buried in waterfowl. Peanut did it on stream in front of 138,000 people, sold his stack of ducks, and threw infinite trigger grenades down an elevator shaft just for good measure. So Embark sent him a warning.
I received a piece of mail in the embark mail system. Okay, I'll read it aloud.
Yeah.
Raider, we have detected activity on your account that appears to involve potential exploit use. Consider this a warning and know that continued use of exploits could lead to a suspension. I think it's time for an apology, Mr. Cloaksy. We're sorry. Hey, Cloaksy, you sorry? Yeah. We're sorry.
I'm sorry.
We're sorry. We're sorry. We're
So
sorry.
The same anti-cheat system that couldn't catch 3 known hackers for a month somehow found the energy deep within themselves to flag the most watched man on the platform for duck crimes. And the official statement they put out, and I'm not making this shit up, told everyone to get back out there and stack those coins honestly. Oh, and also, if you guys are new to the channel and this kind of video is your thing, make sure to click the subscribe button, maybe leave a comment, click the like, do all the cool things, because it helps the channel. And while all this was happening, Embark made a decision that tells you everything. Instead of speeding up content to keep people from drifting away, they slowed down, switching from regular monthly drops to just 2 major updates a year. And when those updates did land, players started noticing that the new enemies weren't actually new at all. They were the same machine, slightly different paint, slightly different attack pattern, sold as brand new fresh content. So picture where that's supposed to leave someone like Peanut. He's already dealing with cheaters that Embark took over a month to ban, and now the thing that's supposed to keep him excited to log in is a reskinned robot with a new paint job 2 times a year, instead of something that's actually worth building a stream around every month. He didn't quit because of one bad update. He quit because every update kept reminding him that nothing in the game was actually changing. So that's the case against Embark. Cheaters, slow bans, a duck economy, content on life support. Easy to point at, right? Easy to be mad about. But here's where the story turns. Months later, Peanut's not mad anymore. No ultimatums, no kind of formal complaints or any kind of rants or anything like that. Somebody in chat asks him about Arc Raiders and he just answers flat out, sounding a little tired of it all, honestly. He says it's still fun, sure, but there's nothing new. There's nothing to work for. He compared it to Tarkov, the game that he'd already left once, and says at least Escape from Tarkov gave him a reason to keep going. No anger in it at all. And then again, just recently on stream, someone asked him straight up if he'd ever go back, and he didn't even hesitate at all. He said if they added anything new, anything that was actually exciting, that he would return to the game in a heartbeat. And that's the part that should actually keep Embark up at night. He's not gone. He's not even mad. He's just literally standing at the door that you guys left open, waiting for one damn good reason to walk back through, and they can't seem to find one to give him. Arc Raiders needed Peanut, way more than Peanut needed Arc Raiders. And the cruel part is that this game actually kind of made him in a way. He was a Tarkov guy, now don't get me wrong, with a loyal following before this, sure, but Arc Raiders is kind of what launched him into the stratosphere. The awards, the millions of followers, the magazine pieces about the Peanut your boyfriend won't stop watching. This game built him, and it still couldn't keep him. He gave it the best free marketing that a studio could ask for, and all he wanted in return was that they fix what they broke and give him something new, and when they didn't, he left anyway. Walked away from the exact same thing that made his name. He had Tarkov before it, and at this point now dozens of games after Arc Raiders. The game needed him in a way that it could never figure out how to repay, and the second it stopped delivering, he was gone. The way you stop going to a restaurant that keeps getting your order wrong. But Arc Raiders isn't dead, it's empty in a way that a building is empty after everyone that worked just kind of found a better job. It's still running, still patching, still technically alive. But when Peanut left, he didn't go alone. Nah, a big piece of that audience and plenty of other streamers also left with him, the same way that they walked right in. And here's the part that actually kind of stings on a personal level, if you were there for it. Because for a few months, every single night, it was the 3 of them, Peanut, Hutch, and Gingy, the dream team. You'd log in, and they were just there, already talking shit, turning a raid into a concert, the best free entertainment on YouTube. And now, unfortunately for all of us, that's gone. Nobody fought, nobody quit in anger, there wasn't any kind of a blow up or a fallout, the game just stopped being worth showing up for, and now you just can't watch them anymore. I mean, you can still watch them in other games, but just something about that Arc Raiders content with the 3 of those just hit just the right way, you know? And the part that should piss all of us off is who actually did this. Nobody snuck in and killed the game. Embark is doing it to their own damn selves, slowly and in real time in front of all of us. The month it took to even touch the cheaters, the content schedule that they cut down instead of cranking up, the same enemies with a fresh coat of paint sold to you as brand new. They were literally handed the biggest game of the year and an audience that loved it, and a streamer that was literally everywhere in the whole world at the same time, and they just let everything bleed out a little bit more and a little bit more every single month. While the guy who built probably more than half of their hype stands at the door telling them exactly what it would take to bring him back, and they just won't do it. And look, I'm not exempt to any of this myself. I bought this game when it came out and I loved it, and I played the absolute hell out of it. And somewhere along the last few months, I just kind of stopped. I didn't rage quit or make any kind of formal complaint or anything like that. I didn't leave a bad review on Steam. I just opened the library one day and looked at it and just opened something else instead. Same as everybody else did, apparently. And that's the whole story. Not a villain, not a scandal, just a game that needed one man more than it cared to admit, and one guy that didn't need the game at all.